You know, in any high-stakes situation, knowing the rules can totally change the game. But what happens when the rules themselves are the whole point of the argument? We're about to dive into a really fascinating case, where a tenant isn't just fighting with their landlord. They're basically saying the legal notice they were given is completely invalid.
And this really gets to the heart of it, right? What do you do when a piece of paper that could turn your life upside down might not be legal at all? That's the bold claim being made here, and honestly, they've built a pretty compelling argument to back it all up.
So, to really wrap our heads around their argument, we have to look at the specific rulebook they're playing from. And here's the thing, it is not the one you'd expect. Okay, this right here is absolutely crucial. The tenant's whole case starts by saying that a major local law, the LA Rent Stabilization Ordinance, or RSO, just doesn't apply to them. That one little fact completely changes the entire legal playing field. So if the local law is out, what's in? Well, the tenant is pointing to a whole different set of state and federal regulations. And believe me, these aren't just gentle suggestions. They are a very strict set of rules that place some serious and very specific financial duties squarely on the property owner.
And when I say specific, I mean specific. We're not talking about a simple one-time relocation fee. The tenant is arguing that the owner has to cover everything. All the moving expenses, all the storage costs, any rent difference for a new place. And this is the kicker. All those payments have to go directly to the movers, the storage company, and so on. The bottom line? The tenant shouldn't have to pay a single dime out of their own pocket. Zero.
All right, so with that legal framework firmly in place, now we can get to the main event, that 90-day notice to vacate that kicked this whole thing off.
So, what's the tenant's big move? They're arguing that since the notice they got totally ignores all of these financial responsibilities we just talked about, it's not a real legal document. This isn't just a minor disagreement, it's a direct challenge to the notice's very existence.
And they are not holding back. Not at all. They're calling the notice, and I quote, ineffective and legally defective. Now that's some really strong language, and it tells you they're pretty darn confident that the law is on their side. In their eyes, that notice is basically worthless. But the tenant doesn't just stop there. Nope. They don't just say your notice is bad. They actually take it one step further and give the property owner a choice. It's really an ultimatum, laying out two very, very different ways this whole thing can play out. This slide just lays it out perfectly. Path A is the road of cooperation. It says, hey, let's work this out together. Let's be quick about it. Let's be reasonable. And this is clearly what the tenant wants. But if that doesn't work, well, there's path B. And that's the path of strict, by-the-book compliance. That means the owner has to provide every single piece of legally required information up front. We're talking details on a new apartment, financial plans, the whole shebang. It's really the difference between a handshake and a mountain of paperwork. Now, this isn't just some abstract legal theory. The tenant is actively making moves based on this strategy. So let's take a look at what they're actually doing right now and what they're gearing up for.
They're not playing checkers here. They are playing chess. First, they're already getting credit approvals, showing they are serious and ready to move if a fair deal is made. Second, they're putting it in writing that they want to negotiate in good faith, giving Path A a real chance. But, and this is a big but, they're also making it clear they are prepared to escalate this if they have to. They're hoping for peace, but getting ready for a fight.
And get this, here's where it gets even more strategic. This whole thing isn't just about a temporary move. The tenant is already thinking way ahead, signaling that when they come back, they want to talk about other outstanding issues, like bargaining policies. So this isn't just a dispute anymore. It's become an opportunity to renegotiate the entire relationship.
So that's where we are, at a total crossroads. The tenant has laid their cards on the table, armed with what they believe is a rock-solid understanding of the law. They've offered two paths. The ball is now completely in the landlord's court. Are they going to choose cooperation, or will they be forced down the long, difficult road of compliance? It's a high-stakes game of legal chess, and the very next move could decide everything.